What I do that's unique to other pastel classes is the fact that we do use paint in here, and we underpaint, and we also sometimes combined. So a lot of times in the beginning when people first come in, I just kind of teach them how to use the pastel. But as they advance, if they want to combine the two, it's really mostly about the pastel in this class. So they underpaint with the watercolor and they put the pastel on top. But if they get better on the watercolor, they may want to leave the watercolor. And you know, like I said before, like if you're painting a portrait, the face would definitely be in the pastel, and the shirt and whatever, as it's getting looser and getting away from the center of interest, you might just leave the watercolor. The background might be the watercolor. So it's definitely a combination of both. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, pastel is one of these mediums that is great to combine with another medium. So you can use it with acrylics, you can use it with oil paint even. You can actually take the oil paint and do the same thing, underpaint with the terps, and then put stuff on top of it. You combine it with other drawing mediums. So a lot of times we do have people come in that have been oil painters, acrylics, and want to learn how to do this process and combine the two things and have fun with that. Because that's part of the fun too. It's just where do you stop the pastel and let the watercolor come through? Where do you use the acrylics and the oil, and then, you know, also put the pastel on top. So and that's like more experimental. And when you're doing that, you can do stuff with a gesso board. You can put texture in the board if you gesso with pumice, which is I suggest a lot of my students do. Right now, most of them are using a surface like Wallace paper, which is like a grit that you can paint on. Very excellent paper. It also comes in gray, but it comes in white, so you can paint on it. But you can make your own boards with pumice and gesso. You can make the gesso thick. You can put brush strokes in it. You can get all sorts of textures in the pastel to come through, or the watercolor. So even if you're an abstract painter, you could come in and fool around with it, you know, for abstract if you wanted to. So so that's kind of, you know, that's fun, and it's creative. And if you're doing abstracts, then if you're not somebody that likes to render, and you want to be looser and just be a colorist, you know, and pastels are great for that also. So you can come in and do that.